Hello, beautiful family. God bless you. Welcome to your devotional on the rewarded life. And we're talking about Ruth. And today I want to share a part that in the rewarded life, in the way that everything happened for her, it really explains it all in the first chapter. But I want you to see, like we saw in the last video, that Ruth really observed how Naomi lived. She was different. She never became a Moabite. Naomi had God in her heart, her land in her heart, and her heart never left. As you remember, they moved because they were hungry. They needed food. But she never left her God. When she finds out that God is visiting Bethlehem, the house of bread, and she says, there's bread in the house of bread, God is back. And we know it because there's food. We know it because of crops. And I can imagine Ruth watching this woman describe her God. Now, she was very open, as you know, to say that it was because of God that she had lost everything. And this is the part that she observed about Naomi. Naomi is a woman that blames God for losing everything, yet loves God so much she still wants to go back to Him. Now think of that. How many people would continue following God if they blamed God for losing everything? You know, in other words, she would say it like, I blame God for losing everything, but He's still my God. I blame God for losing everything, but I'm going to go back with Him. There's no other place to go. He is my God. I blame Him, but I can't stay here. He's back, and I want to be where He is. Do you see that? Do you see that level of commitment? Oh, the enemy cannot win with a person that thinks this way. The enemy cannot win with a person that can say, even if I lost everything, my God is still my God, and nothing will stop me from following Him and being where He is. I believe that is a huge secret in the life of Naomi that Ruth saw. What a commitment, what loyalty to her God, what faithfulness to her God, and what transparency. She was not happy, but she still went to see the people in Bethlehem because God had visited again. What kind of heart did Ruth cling to? So then, here comes verse 14, 1:14. It says, and again they wept together, and Orpah kissed her mother-in-law goodbye, but Ruth clung tightly to Naomi. In the rewarded life, you have to cling to someone. You have to cling to someone that you respect, that you honor, and that you're willing to serve. Every rewarded life in the Bible, they served someone. And in the case of Ruth, the key was her mother-in-law. There were no interest. Her husband was dead. There was no grandkids. There was no reason. But yet, she saw in Naomi a woman to cling to. So, in the rewarded life, many of these rewards begin when you discover someone, when you build a relationship with that someone, and you serve them. My pastor used to live out of those three principles, and you can see that in the life of Ruth and Naomi. To discover who they are, to build a relationship with them and cling to them, and then serve them. And this is what Ruth did. And then it says, but Ruth clung tightly to Naomi. Look, Naomi said to her, your sister-in-law has come back to her people and to her gods. You should do the same. But Ruth replied, and here is the reply we know Ruth for. Don't ask me to leave you and turn back. Wherever you go, I will go. Wherever you live, I will live. Your people will be my people. And listen to this. Are you ready? And your God will be my God. Wherever you die, I will die, and there I will be buried. May the Lord punish me severely if I allow anything but death to separate us. Wow. When Naomi saw that Ruth was determined to go with her, she said nothing more. There's so much in this. You know, people now don't use the word forever anymore. Separation is so easy. But when God brings people together, this is what covenant looks like. When God brings people together, this is what it sounds like. And I love how Ruth was determined, and she spoke very powerful words that would be impossible to break her apart from Naomi, even though she was following a mother-in-law that was bitter. And I want to tell you this. When Ruth said, and your God will be my God, I can imagine God stopping all the angels in heaven and saying, wait, did that Moabite just call me hers? Did that Moabite just said that I belong to her? Your God will be my God. Did she just call me her God? And I can imagine the angel said, she sure did. Are you going to receive her even though she's a Moabite? Are you going to accept her even with her past? Well, if she says I belong to her, I guess now she belongs to me. And look what I can do with someone that says those words. And from that moment on, Ruth had no idea she's about to enter the path of favor, because now the God of Israel was going to take over, lead her, guide her, prosper her, take care of her. And this is what happens when you and I say yes to Jesus. Now, in the path of God prospering her, it had to be through serving someone else. Ruth had one person in mind, Naomi. And serving her was her purpose. And God's purpose was to bless her and restore Naomi through Ruth. You are someone's restoration. You are someone's rescue. You are someone that God wants to use to lift somebody up and prosper you while you do it, and protect you while you do it, and give you the desires of your heart while you serve somebody else. Thank you so much for staying with me. I hope that you can continue. We're gonna stick to Ruth in these next few videos. We're talking about the rewarded life, a woman that was rewarded in spite of her past, all of her crisis, and yet look what God did. You can be rewarded too as you practice what Ruth practiced. Thank you for listening, family. And if you would like to sow a seed to Wisdom for Winning Church, you can by going through PayPal or Zelle. The email is pastoranna@wisdomforwinningchurch.tv, or you can sow through Cash App, Wisdom #4 Winning. God bless you.